Welcome into the Beat Sessions. I am your host, Mitchell Weary. Anderson East has a brand new record entitled Maybe We Never Die. He released that on August 20th. This is his fifth studio album, follows his 2018 release Encore. And Anderson is one of those cats that continues to get better with every single record that he puts out. If you're not familiar with him, his sound is this excellent amalgamation of soul and R&B and this just well incorporated country influence. It's not always necessarily obvious or at the forefront, but you can just feel the way it fills out his R&B and soul influence, giving it more of an Americana style. His grandfather was a Baptist preacher, so his family was in church on Sunday. Gospel music, very influential on this record. You can hear it throughout it. Hints of rock and roll, and there's quite a bit of funk as well, too, which I personally enjoy. I think the highlight, though, really is his voice, rough and raspy, but also delicate, and his range is absolutely incredible. And he really shows that off on the opening title track. Rough and raspy, very sultry at times, but he's hitting a falsetto throughout this, first track as well. So just a great demonstration of his ability as a vocalist. And I'm loving the production on this record as well. There's times where the music is subdued and laid back and allows his voice to really be the prominent feature in a song. But there's also times where the music is energetic and upbeat, and his voice just kind of, blends and becomes just another instrumental element to the song, if you will. Really just well played. He's just one of those guys that has that ear that can, pick up on, maybe when something just needs a little tweaking to give it that perfect sound. So I'm really just digging this guy for that reason. And the pace of this record, it's so much fun to listen to. It's unpredictable. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get next. And even when you start a song, it could completely change a minute into it. So I'm digging this guy and his creativity, his songwriting, just absolutely remarkable. You need to check him out if you haven't. The opening track, Maybe We Never Die. This violin creeps in, and then there's this soft beat that kind of takes over. His voice is definitely the highlight of that track, talking about the range that he's showing off there. And, gospel feel. He's got this gospel organ as the coda of the song. I mean, really just a lot going on in this record, giving you an idea of, what you're going to expect for the next 11 tracks. I think this thing's coming in at like 42 minutes, so perfect runtime on it. Lights On is your second track. Sultry, all this great instrumentation coming from all different angles. I mean, just all these fantastic little nuances, really just well thought out, well put together. I just find this guy very impressive from that standpoint of building and constructing songs. Your third song, Madeline, picks up the tempo, and it's got this like edgy chorus, this hard beat that reminded me of Return of the Mac, honestly. You want to talk about that R&B influence? Well, in the early 90s, a lot of hip hop being incorporated into that. So I dug the sound of that. And there's, different sounds like that you're hearing throughout this record that make it so playful and so much fun to listen to. Fourth song, Drugs, picks up the tempo even more, and that's where you start to get some of that funk delivered to you. Really dig that track. Fifth song, I Hate You. Soulful, high energy ballad. It's got that lovely paradox that I think many of us have dealt with when it comes to love. I love you, but I hate you. It's one of the cruel ironies, I guess, of love, if you will. But handling the subject matter in that song so eloquently, and the music is fantastic too. Hood of My Car, love this track. It's got these like echoey 80s percussion. Seriously, think of Don't Come Around Here No More by Tom Petty. Talking about all these kind of like random little influences. This guy listens to a lot of different music, studies it, takes notes, knows what he's doing. Great piano element to that. Really just a chill romantic track, despite the kind of, you can imagine what they're probably doing on the hood of his car. So I will just leave that there. Falling is your next track. This, it just kicks the energy right back up. You get this thick bass, this awesome funky track. Leads into Jet Black Pontiac, which has got great energy as well. Like Nothing Ever Happened, lovely piano ballad. And then that leads into If You Really Love Me, talking about, this thing starts off as a piano ballad, and then a minute in just kicks in with this great instrumentation. You and I and Interstellar Outer Space are closing this thing out. Just a phenomenal project. Like I said, the pace of it, the unpredictability of it. You never know what's around the next corner, but you're always pleased by it. So kudos to you, Anderson East, for this project. It's well done. Giving it a vinyl, please. And I hope you enjoy listening to this record. Please like this video and share it. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the live show when it returns on September 12th. And we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.